Good afternoon, everyone. It is me, the fabulous Leo Brown, and by the way, happy Halloween. I hope all of you are doing fantastically well this afternoon. I wanted to come in and talk about Kevin Spacey and the whole Kevin Spacey thing. Kevin Spacey and Anthony Rapp. So apparently, Anthony Rapp, this was maybe a couple of I would say maybe about a week or so ago. So this was about a week ago. Anthony Rapp basically talks about Kevin Spacey and how when he was 14 that he was harassed by him at a party. And this prompted Kevin or Mr. Spacey to come out with a statement. And I'm gonna read that statement to you guys, and then from there I'm gonna give my thoughts on it. And basically in the statement he comes out. He basically says, I'm gay. So I'm going to read the statement in full, and then I'll give my commentary on what I think. So it says, I have a lot of respect and admiration for Anthony Rapp as an actor. I am beyond horrified to hear this story. I honestly do not remember the encounter. It would have been over 30 years ago. But if I did behave as he describes, I owe him the sincerest apology for what would have been deeply inappropriate, drunken behavior. I am sorry for the feelings he describes having carried with him all these years. This story has encouraged me to address other things about my life. I know that there are stories out there about me that some have been fueled by the fact that I have been so protective of my privacy. As those closest to me know in my life, I've had relationships with both men and women. I have loved and had romantic encounters with men throughout my life, and I choose now to live as a gay man. I want to deal with this honestly and openly, and that starts with examining my own behavior. Kevin Spacey. Okay. So, that was the full statement. So here's why I'm even making a video about this. I'm making a video about this because, granted, now, a lot of people have said, oh, well, I applaud Kevin for coming out. I've heard both sides of the argument. On one hand, people applaud Kevin for coming out. On the other, people are like, but wait a minute, you're avoiding the issue. The issue isn't about you coming out. The issue is about you're not addressing the elephant in the room. You are deflecting from it. So here's my commentary. First of all, I do think that it's good that he's finally come out, but let's be real here. We've known about you being gay since 1995. It's no secret. Everybody knows that Kevin Spacey is gay. I mean, they used to refer to him as openly gay actor Kevin Spacey. And he would dispute it and dispute it and dispute it and be so defensive to where they stopped talking about it. So we all know that. That's not a secret, okay? Secondly, it's not about you being gay. This has nothing to do with your sexuality. This has to do with your behavior. Because you're not holding in that statement, you didn't hold yourself accountable. You were like, well, if I did these things, it would have been over 30 years ago. In other words, I don't remember it, so it didn't happen. Okay. You have to understand, Anthony Rapp was 14 years old. When you were 14, you were still a child. Okay? Either mentally or emotionally or both. And when things like that shape your adulthood, you don't forget things like that. So my thing is, for him to come out with that burden, that took a lot of guts. So I salute Anthony for that. Okay? So, when it comes to that whole thing, Mr. Spacey, you didn't address it. You didn't address what was really going on. You didn't address the elephant in the room as you should have, like a real human being would have done. You made it about you. You shifted the blame. And that's not right. You don't do that with somebody who's been suffering. You don't make it about you. That's the problem that a lot of people are having. But then on the other hand, I see people going, well, what's the big deal? It's like, but that is a big deal. That's like me going, that's like me assaulting somebody or me harassing someone and going, well, I don't remember remember if I did that, but if I did, I'm sorry. Really? That's me lessening their voice. And we wonder why, especially when it comes to men. Men don't open up about being abused. This is why this is a classic case of why this continues to happen. Of why we have the Harvey Weinsteins and the Bryan Singers of the world. If you don't believe me, watch the movie. Excuse me. Watch the movie An Open Secret. If you don't believe me, watch. It's on YouTube. You can go watch it. Watch that movie. Case in point, Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman talked about this. Corey Feldman talked uh, about how they would have parties with young boys and executives would be like, "Well, we're gonna do this and do that." That's been going on for years. This is nothing new. It's called the casting couch for a reason. Trust me, I work in the entertainment industry. Maybe not as huge, but I know those type of people. It's really a really lecherous circle, and it's sad. And the thing of it is like, why is it that when it comes to a man talking about harassment, we automatically go, well, you must have done something. But if it's a woman, it's like, well, oh, there's so many double standards that I just don't understand. And I think for Anthony Rapp, like I said, I applaud him. I applaud his courage, his strength. I applaud him for even being honest enough to come out about it because he didn't have to. He could have took that to his grave. But Mr. Spacey, I do have a problem with you because you made it about yourself. And that's not right. That's not fair. That's rude. And only then in your statement did you say, well, I'm going to examine my behavior. Okay, then what I would have done, if it had been me, I would have said, well, let me call him. Let me talk to, if he'll take my call. Maybe he has done that. Maybe he has. I don't know. But let me call Anthony and talk with him and say, hey, I don't remember what happened. Jog my memory. Because what did I do? And let me apologize to you and tell you that I'm sorry for causing this pain because that wasn't my intention. That and maybe he's done this, but had it been myself, that's what I would have done. Once this hit the airwaves, I would have called him up and I would have said, okay, we need to talk about this. It's two grown adults. We grown now. So let's talk about this, and discuss this and see if we can get some kind of healing or some kind of closure or something to where you don't feel haunted by this anymore. And to where I can examine my behavior and make better choices, So I don't know. I that just kind of rubbed me wrong because, like I said, to me that statement was nothing but, well, I, I'm the cat's out of the bag. I like young boys, but instead of me saying I like young boys, I'm gonna say that I'm gay. We already know that you're gay, Kevin. We've known that since American Beauty. It's not. Even before then, we've always known that. So that's not a secret. But that's you avoiding the issues. That's you deflecting. And you not taking accountability nor responsibility for what you did, for what you have done. You know what I mean? To that person that is still haunted by that. That's just my personal opinion. I just feel like that statement was BS. That was good PR and good damage control. And unfortunately, it's not working because, they halted production on the show. I think it may be canceled, actually. House of Cards, which I never really got into. I wanted to watch it, but I never got into it. And I don't know. I don't see him. Because I will admit, I admire Kevin as an actor, Mr. Spacey. Like I don't know him personally, but I admire Mr. Spacey as an actor. And kind of now, whoever wrote that statement for him, whoever is his publicist, they need to be fired. Because that's just not I don't know. That's not a good statement to make. Because you put if in there. When you put if in there, you're not really apologizing for anything. You're not admitting to anything either. So I don't know. That just kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But anyway, enough about me. What do you guys think about this whole thing, about the whole Kevin Spacey thing? Do you Do you see where Kevin Spacey is coming from? Where, you know, it's like, well, I did it. I can't take it back. But if I did it, here's what I would do. Do you feel that he was wrong in his approach? What do you think? Leave your comments below. Let me read them. Let's get a dialogue going, because I think things like this definitely need to be talked about. And this has been on my mind to talk about anyway. So I just wanted to come in here and talk about that. So until next time, it is me, honey, the fabulous Leo Brown, and I will see you all very soon. Have a great Halloween. Be safe. Have fun. And I'll talk to you later.